Okay, babies, so we are reviewing for Unit 2 post-test, or our summative review, or our unit test. This is going to be a big test, guys, so please, please, please make sure you're doing this work. This is going to affect your grade. Now, if you do good on this test, then I'll drop the first test, and then it'll help bring you guys' grades back up. So please, please, please practice, 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 and do the work and don't just copy. Okay, these are the problems we didn't get to in class. So it says, use the triangle below and find the missing lengths. So here, this is a situation where we have this line here and this line here, and since they share an angle, I know that I can use the triangle proportionality theorem to help me find the missing lengths or the missing side for this triangle, and it wants me to find x. So I'm going to draw the little triangle and the big triangle, and it doesn't matter which order you draw them in. Just make sure that you draw them. Okay, this is x and this is 15. So right here, that's the small triangle, and this is the big triangle right here. So guys, please be careful on what you call the big triangle, because you guys aren't messing up the small one. Just make sure you okay with that big one. So this down here is 31, and that is, what's that letter up there? B. Okay, A and C. And you see how these triangles share two angles? They share the B angle and they share the D angle. So they're similar by angle. So I can use the triangle proportionality theorem. This big side here is 42 plus X. And this side down here is 31. So let's set up the proportions and let's roll. So we get X over 42 plus X equals 15 over 31. And we're going to go for the math. We get 31 times X equals 15 times 42 plus X. And let's do our distributive property on the right side equals, let's get my calculator up and going. You can try mental math if you want to on this problem, but you can grab a calculator too. I'm going to use the calculator for this one. So 15 times 42, and move this out our way, equals 630. So you get 630 plus 15x. Okay, the x is on the wrong side, and if we cross over the line, we need to change the sign. So here we get 31 minus 15. That's going to give me 6 here. This counts, so it's going to be 16. X equals 630. And you can always use the calculator to double check yourself. I'm going to go double check myself. 31 minus 15. Yep, I'm right. And then I need to divide by 16 on both sides. Divide by 16 on both sides. 630 divided by 16 equals 39.37. And as you guys know, I kind of really don't like the decimal stuff. So we're going to say 31 over 8. I prefer you to give the exact answer. So I'll let you write both though, because sometimes it might say round to the nearest tenth or 100. Here I'm going to tell you to round to the nearest tenth. So x equals 39.34. Make sure. Oh, sorry, 38. Let me write that a little neater. X equals 39.38, or you can write it in its fraction form by reducing that fraction, and we get 315 over 8. And you're finished. Okay, and you can always go back and double check to make sure you did the math correctly. All right, so we used the triangle proportionality theorem for this question. They share this B angle and they share these two angles here. So that means these sides are parallel, and we have similar triangles here. Okay, let's keep moving, babies. The next one says the following is a parallelogram, find x and y. So if you look here, what we know about parallelograms is opposite sides are congruent. So I'm going to write both equations to see which one I can tackle first. 2 times x plus y minus 1. Well, we have a problem. I have 2 unknowns, so I can't work with that equation first. So I'm going to erase that one. Can't deal with it yet because I have both x and y in that one. Hopefully the other side will help me out. So I have 5y equals 20. I know this side should be the same as this side, and this one up here should be the same as this one here. So it looks like I can go ahead and get y taken care of. So y equals 4. Now that I know that, I'm going to go set up this other equation and see what life does for me. So here we get x plus 3, 4 equals 2 times x plus 4 minus 1. So all I did was substitute in those values for y. So we get x plus 12 equals 2 times x plus 3. Then let's keep going. We have to do distributive property on the right side. So we get x plus 12 equals 2x plus 6. And let's go from there. Minus 12 minus 12. X equals 2x minus 6. Negative 2x, negative 2x. So we get negative 1. X equals negative 6. Okay, still rolling in the game. Then we need to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. X equals 6. So we got our x and our y, and it just said find x and y. Now be careful, because sometimes these things might ask you to find the sides. So just make sure you fully answer the question. So x equals 6 and y equals 4. So make sure you read carefully. Okay, babies? Read, and read carefully. Okay, so the next question says, assuming the two triangles are similar, find the tower's height from the given measurements below. Okay, so they are similar. I'm sticking the x right here. So I'm going to say x over 1 equals 8 over 0.2. And we'll put the units on at the end. So I get 0.2x. And I'm going ahead and putting the x on the left side so I don't have issues when I get ready to solve this equation. It's on the correct side. And I don't have to keep moving stuff around. So we're going to divide by 0.2. X equals, and hopefully this is baby math for you at this point. Hopefully you are knocking these equations out the ballpark, these proportions anyway. So x equals 40. So we're going to say x equals 40 meters. Okay, so let's write a complete sentence. The height is 40 meters. And we're finished. Okay. Let's keep moving. All right, here's another problem. It says Taya is 1.3 meters tall. She stands 7 meters in front of the tree and casts a shadow of 1.8 meters long. How tall is the tree? So I need to find out what's the height of this tree. So I'm going to stick an X here. That's what I did first. Just found out what the question is. I reworded it. Now I'm going to go and fill in all the stuff they gave me up here to help me try to figure out the height of this tree. So Tanya is 1.3 meters tall. So I'm going to put 1.3 here. She stands 7 meters in front of the tree. So between her and the tree, so let me highlight that for you guys. So between the tree and her, that's to right here, is 7 meters. And then it says she cast a shadow of 1.8 meters. Shadows are on the ground, babies. Do not put the shadow in the air, sweethearts. The shadows go on the ground. This is your shadow right here, the ground. So we're going to call that 1.8. And woo, let me change that color. This is 1.8 meters. That's where her shadow is. Okay. Now we got a situation here. It's asking me to find the height of this tree. Well, look, babies. I have a triangle right here. And I have a big triangle too. Let me draw the little one first. So the little one was that one. That's 1.3, and this is 1.8, and he told me these. And then I have I'm going to draw that big triangle, and I'm going to draw a picture around it, and I'm going to put it in black so you can see. This is the big triangle. The whole thing, babies. That's the big triangle. So I'm going to stick X for the tree. The big side is add those two together, so 8.8, and then we go for it. So I say 1.3 over X equals 1.8 over 8.8. So we get 1.8x equals 1.3 times 8.8. Okay, let's keep going. So I get 1.8x should equal 1.3 times 8.8 gives us 11.44. Divide that by 1.8. Divide this by 1.8. So we get x equals I'm just writing this over, y'all. 1.8. Okay. So I'm going to grab the calculator. 11.4 divided by 1.8 gives us 6.35. 6.3, and then we can round to the nearest hundred. 6.3. And then here, I stick those meters back on there. So we're going to say the tree, right, in complete sentences, the tree is 6.36 meters tall. And then you finish. All right, let's see what we're working with next. All right, it says determine if the triangles are similar. If how so, where it's giving me all the sides, and it says that if two triangles are similar, the ratio of all of the corresponding sides should be equal to each other. So 9 over this 6. And if you still need to highlight to match your sides, then go ahead and do just that. If you still need to highlight matching sides, do what you have to do, babies, to get where you have to go, whatever it takes for you to get it. And then you get 6 over 4 equals this over this. And then we get 10.5 over 7. And we're just going to check. We're going to take our calculator and make sure all of them equal. I'm going to do math. Whoopsie. I'm going to do alpha y equals, so I can just go ahead and put the fractions directly in. So 9 over 6 equals 3 over 2. This one's also 3 over 2. And let's do that next one. Alpha y equals, enter, 10.5 over 7. And that's 3 over 2 also. And there we go. So we can say, yes, they are similar. And we're going to say they're similar by the side, side, side. And you can put similarity theorem. And I'm saying side, 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 ST for similarity theorem. Okay, let's keep moving. Oh, is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay, so guys, make sure you review all of the congruency statements too, and everything that you just need to work on. I would redo that worksheet that we did in class just to make sure you're in the game and you understand the concepts. Okay, see you tomorrow, babies. Bye.